Somy Ali, welcome to CNN News 18.
Thank you so much for having me. It's a privilege. It's an honor. Thank you so much for having me.
Somy, you reached out to gangster Lawrence Bishnoi on Instagram and asked him to have a Zoom chat with you.
Um, I didn't reach out to him because I'm assuming that someone who's in a prison cell, at least in the United States of America, does not have Instagram, and I'm assuming it's the same case in Gujarat, India. So what I did do is put up a post, and I said that I heard that you're doing Zoom calls, and people took it as a joke and that I was being sarcastic, but I was not being sarcastic. I was being very realistic because this is a matter of people's life and death. And if you're doing Zoom calls from prison, which is unheard of and unfathomable to me, I would like to. Actually, I have decided that in November, towards the end of November, I'm going to take a vacation. I haven't taken one in 17 years of running my NGO. I'm going to come to Mumbai. I'm going to Shiv Sagar, Elko Market. I'm going to Rajasthan. And I would like to have a meeting with Devinder Bhai, who is the leader of the Bishnoi community. And I would like to have a meeting with Lawrence Bishnoi within the presence of press, media. I want media present there. And I don't want to see, as a psychologist and as a journalist, I have worked in a mental institution. In order to graduate with my master's, you're required to work there for 6 months. I want to understand the psyche behind Lawrence Bishnoi, who's an LLB. I mean, a gangster? Why are you getting yourself known as a gangster? You should be telling people you're an LLB. If he's an LLB, then he's not too far away from my intellectual level. I would like to have an intellectual conversation with an LLB, not a gangster. And I want to ask him and get inside his psyche and understand what makes him want to kill people.
So many people are saying, "Oh, you're doing this for the publicity." You know what happened a few days ago in Mumbai? Even Salman Khan we saw was very disturbed, and then came this your post. What do you
Of
like to
course,
say?
you would be disturbed. Wouldn't you be disturbed if someone had wanted to murder you? Anyone would be disturbed who has a death threat on them. Of course, he would be disturbed.
But then, what made you take this step? A lot of people say, Sumi Ali is doing this for publicity.
Okay, so hear me out. Publicity is a negative word. I'm doing this for two reasons. One, I'm trying to promote No More Tears because all the victims that I'm rescuing are coming and being brought from my country, and I call it my country. That's my second country because my father and my grandparents are from Bombay before partition. So my second country is India. My mother is from Iraq. Okay, so now I'm rescuing victims from India, which is also my country. Okay, the second reason is that I am extremely anti-death penalty. I don't know if you are aware, but when there was no such thing as DNA or the existence of DNA, do you know how many people, innocent people's lives were lost in the United States of America before the discovery of DNA? And how many people died when they were innocent? And after we found DNA and DNA was discovered, so many people were exonerated because they were innocent. So I'm anti the death penalty and I'm anti murder. Violence begets violence. That's all I have to say. I am for peace, be it India, Pakistan, Kashmir, Israel, Palestine, Ukraine, Russia, whatever. I don't care. Even if I have to sit and talk to Putin, who used to be with the KGB, and I have to get into his head and fix it, I will do it at any second, any given time. I am not afraid to talk to anyone. I'm trained. I know how to speak to these kind of people. I know how to speak to Lawrence Bishnoi. And I
Sure.
will not speak to him on a Zoom call or anything. I'm going to speak to him in person from Rajasthan. I will go to Gujarat. Actually, my father is Gujarati. And so I will go to Gujarat and I will have people with me for my safety. And I would like to have a serious conversation with this guy. He's 33 years old. He's not a child. He's not a 20-year-old thug. Ye gundagiri or ye sab, you do this when you're 20 years old. So he needs to come out of that shell and accept the fact that he's an intelligent lawyer. And what is making him commit these heinous crimes? There has to be a reason. And I want to find out and dig deep into his psyche psychologically.
You know,
That's
you, sure, sure. You were in a relationship with Salman Khan for 6 years. Till,
actually, I was in a relationship with Salman from 1991 to 1999.
yes. So, what do you remember about the days when he was shooting for the film Hum Saath Saath Hain? I heard in one of your interviews where you mentioned that how Salman Khan enjoyed hunting animals, and you actually don't believe in the idea of killing.
So millions of people in the world enjoy hunting. I'm not a fan of hunting, and I'm very, very terrified of guns in itself. Also because I was held at gunpoint in 2013 because of my NGO, a human trafficker. He held a gun at my head and he told me this is a warning, next time you'll be dead. So I'm terrified of guns. So I've had 8 personal physical attacks during my 17 years of running No More Tears. So a lot of people are fans of hunting, the way people are fans of swimming, tennis, ping pong, whatever. But the point is that Salman is a fan of hunting. Now, what I would do every time he would take me for shooting for outdoor, I would I would say, please God, don't let us find an animal. But I would say it out loud. So any animal that would be around that would hear a voice would run away. And or I would cough on purpose so any animal that would be around would run away. So Salman said, for Hum Saath Saath Hain ki shooting pe, I'm not taking you because you never let us catch any animals. You pretend to be coughing and you say your prayers out loud. So I'm not taking you this outdoor shoot. I said, okay, fine. And that's all I know. I know that there were other people in the car also that were with him, and that's about it. That's all the information I have.
You, of course, were very close to Salman Khan, and you are someone who knows Salman's nature. He's a very kind-hearted human being. We know how much he helped the needy. Do you think Salman Khan will apologize to Bishnoi community? Do you think will he do that? Will you offer an apology?
Uh, I'm not. See, I cannot speak on Salman's behalf. The thing is that I haven't spoken to Salman in years. I'm not in touch with his family. I have nothing to do. We've moved on, right? So some couples, when they break up, they have a conversation. They stay in touch. We stayed in touch till around 2011, 2012, and then we moved on. And I've had 4 relationships after breaking up with Salman, and I've been in a long-term relationship for 7 years. About 5 years ago, which I ended for personal reasons, which I do not wish to disclose. But the point is that there's no point in me reaching out or talking to Salman because let bygones be bygones. But in the same instance, I know what you're thinking. Why are you then trying to protect him? I'm not. This is where the Instagram and the journalists and all of you are misconstruing my post. What I'm doing is I'm protecting Salman the way I would protect the guy on the street or my neighbor or a bystander, because I am against murder. Now let's think about this logically. This guy Bishnoi is a LLB, right? He's a lawyer, correct? Now, if he has the logic, let's apply logic to him. Will killing or murdering someone bring back the God that they worship? And as well as I know Salman, I will tell you one thing. In 1998, Salman was around probably 32, 33, which is how old Lawrence is now. Salman did not know. I can give this to you in writing and guarantee you this, that Salman did not know that that deer, that black buck deer was worshipped by the Bishnoi tribe. I know this for 100% fact. So he is absolutely innocent of the crime, and he should not be held accountable for this because he had no idea. And a lot of people, Trump's sons, have pictures posted with tigers and their legs on tigers, and they're boasting about hunting. And you know, that's the president of former president of the United States, and God forbid he becomes the president again. But my point is, Salman did not know. Listen, no one knows a person unless they're in a relationship with them better than anyone else, because couples share things with each other that they do not share with their siblings, they don't share with their parents. And I have been with Salman from 1991 to 1999. I will tell you this: Salman is not aware and was not aware that that black buck deer was worshipped by the Bishnoi tribe. And they need to understand that. And a lot of people go hunting. Why are you going after Salman? Do you think that in the entire Bishnoi tribe, that Salman is the only one that has hunted that black buck? Do you think that in the entire area, it's about 80 acres or however many acres long, that entire area, do you think Salman Khan is the only man who has actually gone hunting there? Are you kidding me? That's ludicrous. That's completely bizarre and ludicrous. And it makes no sense. And again, I reiterate, I want to have nothing to do with Salman. I do not care for him. I'm not in love with him. I'm not interested in him. And I just am anti the death penalty and anti-murder. Baba Siddiqui should not have been murdered. There's another singer apparently in Canada, I think, Musa or something like that, that was murdered by the Bishnoi people. I don't know who, someone, was it in Canada? I read in the news.
In Punjab.
Yeah, some singer was like, what, they're going around murdering people, and this guy's a lawyer. I mean, what is wrong with him? And he's boasting about being a gangster. Boast about being a lawyer if you want to boast. How idiotic can you be? I mean, come on.
Somy, like you said, the last chat you had with Salman Khan was in 2011.
Well, 2012, yes.
2012. Do you remember that chat?
Yes, I do remember it vividly. He had advised me about No More Tears, and I told Salman, I said, listen, I'm getting a lot of Indian and Pakistani communities in America asking me to come and speak and judge beauty contests and all of that. And he advised me, he said, Somy, you run No More Tears. Do not go but unless they give your charity a donation. And that's the last time I spoke with Salman, and he gave me excellent advice, and I still follow that advice, that any Indian and Pakistani community, they call me to judge a beauty contest, I say, give me half the donation first, and then I'll come and pay for my airfare and pay for my room and board and all that stuff. So that's the conversation I remember.
90s was a time when underworld was active in Bollywood. Did you ever meet someone or spoken to somebody from underworld?
I answered a call actually. In Galaxy Apartments, Salman auntie and Salim uncle used to live upstairs. Salman and I used to live on the ground floor. We had our little apartment. So on our landline in the bedroom, I answered the phone. Salman was at shooting, and someone said, "Kaun bol rahi hai tu?" So I was like, this is a very disgusting way to address someone. Hello, how are you? What kind of language is this? And I've been, I have been taught Urdu. So for us, tamiz and tehzeeb is a very big thing. So we don't use words like tu and tera, or we don't use we don't use bad language. So we have a lot of respect for people. And if they don't respect us back, we disassociate. We don't bark back at dogs. That's how we are brought up. So I answered the call and I said, "Aap kaun bol rahe ho?" And he said, "Sun, भाई को बोलना कि सोमी अली को हम उठा के ले जाएंगे." And he hung up on me. And I'm 17 years old, and I'm thinking, who is this person and how does he know my name and why does he want to tell me and take me where? So I told Salman. Salman was very concerned, and apparently he took care of it. See, the problem is you have to go back in the psyche of a 17-year-old little girl, a teenager, who's knee deep in the Bollywood film industry in the 90s when Underworld was ruling big time. And my best friend was Divya Bharti at the time. Because in Andolan, she was opposite Chichi, I was opposite Sanju. And Divya Bharti and I were together in an outdoor shoot in Bangalore. And we were doing, I think she was filming, we were filming songs or scenes or whatever. And we stuck together like glue and we became best friends. And she was married to my producer of Andolan, Sajid Nadyadwala. So we all know that. And Sajid is Salman's very good friend. So Divya and I got along very well because we had no attitude and we had zero filter. So Divya explained to me a little bit about what the underworld is. She said, "Do you know what mafia is?" I said, "Well, in America, I know what Italian mafia is, but I don't know what it is in India. I have no idea." So she said, "Just assume that what the mafia is in America, assume that the underworld is the same way." So that's all I know.
But
I
do
don't
you know
have.
the name of the gangster, the guy from the underworld who spoke to you on phone? Did you ask Salman?
He never gave me a moment to even ask him his name. He said tu kaun hai, and I was like, who speaks in this language? How do you address people like this? So I don't know the names of those people. I don't want to know the names of those people.
What is the most romantic thing Salman Khan did for you back in the 90s?
I think the most romantic thing that he did for me was he would climb up a pipe in Vindhyachal. Vindhyachal was a building in Mount Mary, and apparently it still exists. My publicist, Prashant, who's an excellent publicist, by the way, he said that he actually made a video for me. It was the sweetest gesture. He made a video for me of Vindhyachal. And opposite Vindhyachal, Zinat and Mazhar Bhai used to live, and then the next to them, to their, I believe to their left, it was Jackie and Aisha. So I lived in Vindhyachal for 3 years until I moved into Salman's house, and then I lived in Salman's house for 3 years.
So he climbed the
He
pipe.
would climb the pipe because it was a two-bedroom apartment and my dad was in the second bedroom. So he would climb up the pipe at 2 o'clock in the morning and tap on my window and to come and see me. And I must have been 17 at the time. So I thought that was the sweetest thing. That's what I recall.
coming to the work that you do for the South Asian community in America. I saw
Yes,
a photo of Raj Kiran
yes.
on your Instagram, the handsome actor we all loved in such films like Curse and Earth, who
You saw
worked,
my post, right?
yes, who actually
Did
worked,
you see that that post received the highest likes? 1,600 people liked the post. And so I met Chintuji through a photo shoot. It was Bunty, Kumar Gaurav, Urmila, and Chintuji. And Chintuji, I was very nervous because I must have been 18, around the 17, 18 at the time. And I was very scared and nervous because we we grew up watching him. And I remember the movie I loved him in the most in was Cars. Cars was my favorite movie because I found Chintu Ji and Tina Munim to be exceptionally good looking. I thought Tina Munim, I think she's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And especially in that song with Kaka Ji, Shayad Meri Shadi Ka Khayal Mummy Ne Bulaya Chai Pe, whatever, Sautan in that film, I think. I think it was Sautan. I told Chintu Ji, he saw I was a little nervous. I was looking down and, he was trying to break the ice. So he said, so you're from Pakistan? I said, no, actually, I'm from Miami, Florida. I left Pakistan when I was 9 years old. And he said, so have you seen any of my movies? Do you recognize me? I said, I saw your Jadoo Ki movie. And he said, Jadoo Ki movie? And he said, what does that mean? And I said, well, when I was a little kid, my mom explained to me that because some bad lady with a Jeep, she hurt a man. And when that man died, by Jadoo, you appeared and you became that man, because I was too young to understand the concept of reincarnation. And he laughed out loud, and that was an icebreaker. And that's when we began talking about Raj Kiran. And sir, he said, don't call me sir, call me Chintu ji or call me Chintu uncle, either, whatever you want to call me. And he was very, very nice, very down to earth, very humble, very kind to me. And he said that, look, you are from America. If you ever go visit America, look for Raj Kiran. So I said, I promise you, Chintuji, I will look for Raj Kiran because I want to find out. Because now I understand that it's not a Jadoo Ki movie, it was a reincarnation, and I understand. And I watched Kar so many times. I, in fact, watched it last week, and I've been looking for Raj Kiran. I've spent $15,000 on my own savings on looking for Raj Kiran, on airplane tickets and private investigators. I found Gobind Matani. I found Judy Wexler, Gobind Matani's wife. Gobind is Raj Matani's, Raj Kiran's brother. I found Simi Matani. All of them blocked me from LinkedIn. I sent them a letter, an email. I said, please, I just want to know, as a social worker, as a psychologist, as a therapist, as someone who runs an NGO, is Mr. Raj Kiran okay? I've made a promise to Chintuji and he has passed on, and उनकी आत्मा को शांति नहीं मिलेगी जब तक मैं उनका वादा पूरा नहीं करती. मैंने उनसे ये वादा किया है. तो no response. So now I've come to know that he's in Atlanta, Georgia. So I'm going to find a PI on Monday. I plan on calling a PI because I also have to go to Atlanta to get my India tourist visa for India. So I'm going to kill two birds with one stone and go and try and find Raj Kiran. Apparently he's in Atlanta, and also get my tourist visa to come to India towards the end of November.
well, we hope something positive gives us a positive news about Raj Kiran. Well, we know you're running a non-profit organization called No More Tears, and you're doing some good work for the women rights in America. But thank you so much for your time, Somy, and all the best.
I thank you. Thank you for highlighting the fact about Rajkiran and getting into the mind of the Lawrence Bishnoi, who should be calling himself a lawyer, not a gangster. And I look forward to coming in November and fixing his mind because his wiring is all off, and I know how to fix his wiring. So I look forward to doing that, and I look forward to visiting some old friends from Mumbai from back in the 90s.
Thank you. Thank you for your time and all the
Thank
best.
you for having me. Have a wonderful day, and I'm going to have a good night now. Okay, take
Thank
care.